So we combine Hotline Miami, one of the most famous indie game titles we have all been longing for a sequel for ages, with Shadow of Rome, a PS2 era hidden gem that unfortunately didn't get all the attention it deserved at the time, and decided to create our own game. Welcome to the first devlog of Dimakerus. History has always been a subject that fascinated us, especially ancient history, so there was no better period for Dimakerus to take place than the bloody arenas of ancient Rome. We found the gruesome and violent set of gladiator combat would match perfectly with a Hotline Miami inspired gameplay. We started analyzing many features both of our inspirational games had in common, such as the weapon variety, which is as wide as the number of approaches the player has to use these weapons to tackle each foe he finds. So we started adding swords, double swords, maces, sickles, long-ranged weapons such as bows and spears. Some gigantic weapons will also make an appearance in the game, like claymores and halberds. What they lack in speed, they deliver in power. Not to mention the torches and fire mechanic, but we'll be leaving this for another devlog. We try to make the usage of the weapons as dynamic as possible. Not only can they be wielded in basic attacks, but they can also be thrown and stolen from enemies. Sounds empowering, doesn't it? Then we realized that we needed to make the enemies have the same advantage as the player, so they can also throw and steal your weapons as they please. Finishing moves are also prizes in the game, which are the movements performed by the player to kill an enemy after he falls. But unlike Hotline Miami, most enemies you'll find in Dimakerus don't deal hit-kill damage, so they'll also perform finishing attacks on the player when he falls, the same way the player can do to them. You might be wondering, where is the Vania in the Hotline Vania title? Well, that's where Dimakerus gets even deeper. The game was initially going to take place only within the arenas, but due to the story and ideas that arose as the project progressed, we found it best to expand it even further. Dimakerus will not only feature sandy arena areas, but it will also stretch far over the dusty walls of the Colosseum, through dense forests, dark sewers, mysterious pyramids, gloomy castles and luminous palaces, with lots of skills that are going to allow the player to traverse each part of the game. If you like the idea, you can add Dimakerus to your wishlist on Steam. Got curious about the game's story? Download our free digital comic on our website, dimakerus.com. If you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to leave them on the comment section. It'll be much appreciated. See you soon!